Welcome to this video on solving two-step inequalities. We are going to look at a two-step inequality that can be kind of tricky. So I'm going to do an example of this inequality right here, where it says 5 minus 1/2 x is greater than 30. So what I'm going to be doing is I will solve it like an equation. Then I will check to make sure I solve correctly, because sometimes I mess up these equations. And then I'm going to graph it, and when I graph it, I'm going to check and see which way my inequality should go. So I'm just going to pause it for a second and get set up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend like this inequality is an equation. In my mind, I'm going to pretend like I'm solving 5 minus 1/2 x equals 30, and I'm going to use my equation solving strategies. This 5 here, there's a subtraction symbol here. So sometimes we think because there's subtract, we should add. But I'm not subtracting 5. I'm subtracting the variable term. So instead of adding 5 to both sides, by adding 5 to both sides, I actually would not get rid of the 5. I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. Because it's the negative half x is being subtracted. So then by doing that, that gets rid of the 5. This subtraction symbol, though, follows the variable term. And now it's a negative 1/2 times x. And over here I have 25. Then the mistake some people make is from here, they think that they're going to take half of it. So they think they're like dividing by 2, but they're not. You're dividing by a half. So we're going to divide both sides, but negative half, because that negative symbol came with that from the subtraction symbol. So I'm going to divide 25 by negative 1/2. And then I get my solution as, I have over here negative 50, and on the left I have x. But the question is, did this symbol just carry down? Like, is this just going to be a greater than? Or did it flip? So I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if this is right. So I'm going to put a question mark. I am, however, going to put negative 50 on my number line, and now I'm going to check to make sure that negative 50 really is my solution. And I'm going to do that by checking like I did before with my equations RSS. So I'm going to say, is 5 minus 1/2 x equal to 30? Equal to 30, because remember, I'm pretending like it's an equation. Is it equal to 30 when x is negative 50? So let me fill that in, pause it. Okay, so when I substituted in my solution that I think is the right answer, 50, into this inequality, I had 30. So 5 minus 1/2 times negative 50 is 30. So that means that is the value when x is negative 50. So that tells me I did solve it correctly. Just going to erase some of this. And so I do have the right solution, but now I have to determine, well, what's the inequality for that solution? So to do that, I'm going to put numbers that are, here's negative 50. I'm going to put numbers that are greater than negative 50, like negative 25 or 0 on the right, and things that are less than negative 50, like negative 75 on the left. And then I'm going to check and see which way I think. Well, right now I have greater than, but I put a question mark because I'm not sure if it's true. So I'm going to check to see if maybe x is greater than negative 50. So I'm going to pick a number greater than negative 50, like 0. I'll use 0. If I do 5 minus 1/2 times 0, do I get a number that's greater than 30? Well, when I do 5 minus 1/2 times 0, the result we get is 5, because 1/2 times 0 is 0, so 5 minus 0 is 0. So is 5 greater than 30? The only reason why I'm writing above this is because I ran out of room below it, but normally we would go SS. So is 5 greater than 30? No. So that means that the values that are greater than 50 are not the solution. It's the values that are less than negative 50 that are the solution. So x is less than negative 50. And if you're not sure, you could check it. You could try like 5 minus 1/2 times, put something less than negative 50. I don't know, negative 60, right? So does that give me a result that's greater than 50? pause, see if you get what you get. So you can see that when I substituted in negative 60, which is actually to the left of negative 50, then I got a solution that worked. So that means that the numbers that are less than negative 50 are solutions to this inequality. So in order for this inequality to be true, x must be less than negative 50. So there is our solution. What I want you to notice is in this solution, the inequality, the symbol, matches the arrow pointing to the left, but it does not match what's in the original. So it flipped. So sometimes it's going to flip. And it flipped here because the variable that when we divided by the coefficient, this coefficient here was negative.